Okay, so yeah, Kevin, from your perspective, what was going through your mind when you all pivoted and turned around and saw the crash scene, if you will?
Well, like for me, it was slow motion. As I saw the ATV start to tumble, I went straight into, we got to get ready for this. So I threw my stuff just like Jason did inside some of the cubbies and put a life vest on. And as soon as Jason got there, like he said, we raced there, and we got there immediately, gave the tail in, and started speaking to somebody. I just wanted to find out how many people I was having to go for. Were we missing one? How was that going? So asked how many. One of the girls got her head out of the water. Both of them were really struggling at the time, saying help. And they said 3. Jason, being a boater safety guy and being always ready for anything. He had everything ready in his cubbies, and I grabbed those 3 life vests and dove in. On arrival, Jason beat me to the boat. He was working on the little girl, just getting it started. And then out of nowhere, the male victim, he was swimming towards me behind Jason. And I asked him, "Are you okay?" And he said, just started screaming in agony. And he picked up his leg, and I noticed that, he was missing a foot. It was like a dislocation with I don't even know how to sever. So I just went straight into rescue mode, went behind him in the rear side and grabbed him in the drowning rear grab and started towing him back to the rocks. Once I got to the rocks, Jason got that little girl out, and she came up beside the gentleman, and I told her to go straight up to the top of the levee. Meanwhile, Jason's working on the other older girl in the front seat, and I'm noticing him struggling. He's had to go under now 2 or 3 times. However, I'm trying to delegate now, trying to get somebody on somebody there, ambulance, 911, get some calls in. And then I had those 3 life vests on me, and I saw that the leg was severely injured, and he was getting very pale and losing a lot of blood. So I decided I'm going to take the strap that's around, like those orange vests. You have the strap. I took that thing and I just did a double loop and a couple turns. And I yelled for a stick. We were in the rocks and the tulies, and someone brought me a navigational light that's on a light for a boat. It's about 3 feet long. And they threw that to Jason. Jason threw it to me, and I started turning on that thing to get the blood stopped. Jason, if you want to jump in at this point with you.
Yeah, and you got it pretty well covered. By the time I got the young lady out, I realized her mom, I didn't know it was mom at the time. I realized she's underwater. She's double belted in, so I just I couldn't see the latch to really get under it. In the meantime, we had boats, kind of pushing us into the rocks. And so luckily, after a little bit of work, I was able to get her free and get her to the shore. And yeah, Kevin's playing it nice. For me, I'm not a first responder. When I saw the gentleman's foot, that's just not something that I will ever forget, because I've seen lots of injuries, but nothing even close to that. And by the time we got the girls to the shore, Kevin had it pretty well under control. As best you could, and then it was a matter of how quick could we get real help. We did have some help with our own crew, being able to flag boats down, calling 911, and then we had fishermen on the shore trying to help, but ultimately at that point we couldn't move the victim at all, and was just really trying to keep him conscious, which really Kevin's the only one really qualified at that time to keep the guy awake.
Yeah, so at this time, as Jason sends the girl up, I tell her, get to the top of the levee. She was, wanted to console the victim or the gentleman that was laying there. So I wanted to definitely get her away for a second so I could reassess and move to the next step, which checking more injuries. And as I pulled up his right sleeve, I noticed a degloving of from the elbow to the forearm. And there was a lot of blood loss there too. So once I saw that he was in pain. I definitely had to take another shot at saving his life, and that's all I was worried about. I took another vest and I wrapped that thing around his above his elbow and on his bicep, and I started yelling for another stick. And obviously, my boat buddies, they'll always throw me the best items, and they threw me a flag, which it ended up working. So I had that flag, the light, and I had to deal with Mr. Ramos. And Mr. Ramos was he was in pain. He was suffering. I couldn't even imagine what he was going through. He was pale. He was passing out. And we got to the point where it was 25 minutes. So, I mean, at the 12, 15-minute marker, I thought I was going to lose him. And so I had his girlfriend come down and start consoling him. And just to make sure that, all his words were met, or all his words he could say. So once that happened, I remember just calling, get me an ETA on EMS, and they were telling me CHP was coming, and we tried to delegate to get somebody down to the end of the road so they could show them where to go. And we had some helpers. Once the incident happened, they saw kind of the havoc going. People started stopping and wanting to help. I remember Luis was going out, and I told him, you cannot fall asleep right now. You have to stay with us. You have to stay with us. And that's what he did. He fought. And we wrapped a rope around him, and I told him, hey, if you fall asleep, I figure we're going to have to start CPR, man. And I'm going to pull you up. And so he then just stayed awake and stayed before us. Now AMR arrived, or EMS arrived, and Highway Patrol from Stockton arrived. And I asked for 2 tourniquets, and I needed the sled because there was no way getting out of this 15-foot concrete embankment with an unable body with, I believe, a broken left shoulder, a severed right arm, and a severed right foot. It was just really dead weight for me. I couldn't get him up. So that sled came in, those tourniquets, those paramedics came in. They put those tourniquets above my tourniquets, tightened them down, and off he went. Jay?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
To put in perspective, I mean, Kevin's able to elaborate and communicate, but for somebody that doesn't do this every day, and for somebody that hasn't been in this experience, it was far more traumatic than that. Everything moved. Once we got to the shore, everything did move to slow motion, and Mr. Ramos was just in the most. I mean, he was on his dying wishes at that point, and I just have never seen anything like that. And really, just it comes down to Kevin at that point, keep him alive. It's just that simple.
Wow. Well, you too. I mean, hats off to you, just responding as fast as you did and being in the right place at the right time. Wow. It's truly remarkable. This man really does owe his life to you guys. And the other two, I mean, their faces were in the water, right? So.
Yeah. So I ended up getting a phone call from the girlfriend or wife. I believe she was the girlfriend, but she stated that Luis was doing good. He really wanted to contact somebody that helped him the day after. His mental state's doing better, and there's going to be some trials and tribulations and tough rehabilitation. However, what I saw that day, he's gonna prosper and be the best man to his family and friends that he could ever be.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's with us. And
yeah, for sure.
Wow. And I know for both of you, just the short time I've gotten to know you both, you are very humble people. So for Stockton CHP to call you out, Kevin, as someone who's a first responder as well, saying hero, I know you all are like, no, we just do this. It's just our job, but truly, I mean, you two to save these people's lives, 3 of them. How does that feel to, I don't know, add this to, obviously, Kevin, as a first responder, you are in that every day, but you as well, Jason. This is just a remarkable story, and to be part of something that, you know, really had a great outcome to something that could have been so tragic.
Yeah, I mean, if I had taken any kind of thought before jumping in, I don't know that I make that same decision. I had my son on the boat. He's 13. We had Kevin's little son on the boat. That's a lot more to take in consideration when you go in, because there's other people that are counting on you. And so for me, I don't know necessarily that I look at it being like a hero. I know for me, Kevin's my hero. I saw him do something I've just never seen.
But that said, Jay, hey, you did a heck of a job, man. You helped me through it too, buddy. So I wanted to say it goes back to training for us. We do it every single month. We do something new to try to get better at what we are. And working for the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department, we are well trained in a lot of different things, and we put a lot of focus in it. And there's a lot of mandates that we have to qualify ourselves for to be, you know, first responders. And, you know, they put us in these situations with, if it is like a mannequin or a scenario, and I have to put my hat off to my partners, the leaders of my group organization and the organizations around this area and law enforcement in general. And have to say that without those services and those ability to go and practice, we would not be able to do what, you know, sometimes you get lucky and you get to save one. And that day, you know, we were in the right place at the right time with the right group of people.
Yeah.
Hi, Josh.
Well, I appreciate both of you. You know, yeah, just being willing to talk at the same time. It makes my job easy, and your story is really incredible. So again, thank you. I'll probably let you both go. I think there's plenty here that I can pull from. So I will put this together and we'll have it on the 11 p.m. news. And then just really quick, I want to make sure we like to do some things sometimes where we upload the whole interview to our YouTube. Is that okay with both of you if we upload this entire thing just as it is?
Yeah, I think it went pretty smooth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to make sure there was nothing said that you want me to, you know what I mean, cancel out or whatever. So.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you both, and we'll stay in touch. Of course, let me know if you hear from Mr. Ramos, and you know, if he wants to share his story at some point or whatever, maybe, you know, we're here to tell the good part of this. So.
All right.
I believe I have your email, so I'll definitely be in contact with you if something like that occurs. And I know that you have my my boss's stuff, so you can take it from there too. Okay, he's willing to help you out with whatever.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again. Thank you, Jason, and thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you both.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Right, thank you.
Have a good night. Hi. Bye, Josh.